I hate networking. As an introvert with social anxiety, I've gone through too many cycles of trying to go to events, getting socially and professionally burnt out, and then not leaving my home or work for months on end. During one of my first college internships, I literally started skipping lunch and going to the gym instead, so I had a kind of socially acceptable excuse to avoid talking to people. And for those of you who are familiar with the Myers-Briggs test, I'm an INTJ and have been ever since I was a kid. Despite all of this, through lots of trial and error over the years, I've learned some tips and tricks on how to put yourself out there as an introvert and build a strong network. I hope that if I remind you of yourself, you might pick up some tips to build meaningful connections without feeling overwhelmed. Hi friends, I'm Maddie. As a senior software engineer who previously worked at Google and interned at other big tech companies like Amazon, IBM, and Microsoft, I'm your stereotypical engineer who is naturally terrified of social interactions. So traditional networking events, they're my literal nightmare. If I don't know more than 50% of the people in a room at an event, I usually get really anxious. So you might be thinking, Maddie, I'm a software engineer. Why do I need a network? My code should speak for itself. While strong technical skills are absolutely essential, in 2025, networking is no longer just nice to have. It's your career insurance policy. We've seen massive layoffs and restructuring, and the market is very competitive.
80% of Twitter either left or laid off, whatever you want to call it, and yet the website still runs.
This means that getting your foot in the door for new opportunities or moving up requires more than just a stellar resume. Here's why. Research shows that around 40% of jobs are filled through referrals. Think about that for a second. This means that a lot of opportunities aren't found just by blindly applying online. They come through someone vouching for you. When companies are overwhelmed with hundreds of applications in minutes, a referral can make your resume stand out and actually get reviewed by a human instead of sitting unread in some applicant pool. To be honest, I myself only asked for a few referrals when I was job searching as a new grad, and no referrals when I was searching for senior software engineering roles this time around, but if I could do it all over again, I definitely reach out to my network. However, I do want to caveat this by saying that no amount of networking will replace the technical assessment when it comes to getting that job. You still gotta pass those coding interviews, understand system design, and be able to ace LeetCode style questions. Beyond direct job opportunities, a strong network also provides support. It's a source of mentorship, advice, and even emotional support when you're navigating tough career decisions or if you just want to vent about a challenging project. I definitely burden a lot of my network with my complaints at some point. These connections can help you understand the industry, learn about new technologies, and even discover new areas of interest that you might not have previously considered. For example, during my time at Google, I felt very isolated and alone when the pandemic started, but I ended up finding my community there. My friends and I would have virtual happy hours where we chat about love, life, and philosophy until midnight. A bunch of us even ran a half marathon together and did countless escape rooms. Even though most of us have left Google at this point, we still see each other and hang out regularly. This kind of deep connection goes beyond just pure professional gain. Now, I know what many of you are picturing when I say networking. Awkward small talk, forced smiles, and trying to impress strangers in a crowded room. And for introverts, that can be absolutely draining. But true networking isn't just about collecting LinkedIn connections and having these surface level coffee chats. It's about finding communities around things that you genuinely love and building trust through shared experiences that feel natural. So if the idea of traditional networking makes you feel anxious, you are not alone and you don't have to do it that way. The goal isn't to pretend to be an extrovert. It's to find ways to connect authentically. You don't need to know everything. Instead, what truly matters is your willingness to learn, ask questions, and grow. So how can you build a strong support network if those more standard methods feel uncomfortable? Here are 3 strategies that have worked for me and can work for you. Instead of generic networking events that are advertised as such, my first strategy is to seek out communities centered around your genuine interests, both tech-related and non-tech related. For example, look for tech meetups that involve an activity rather than just lectures or formal presentations. Think about it, if you're both working on a coding workshop or collaborating on a small project, the interaction becomes much more about the task at hand, which can be much less intimidating than pure small talk. These events often draw people who are passionate about specific technologies or fields, leading to more genuine conversations. If the idea of going alone feels overwhelming, invite a friend. You'll have a built-in conversation starter and someone to retreat with if you need a moment, so it's a great way to ease into new social settings without feeling completely exposed. Also, don't just limit yourself to tech spaces. If you love running, find a local running group. If you're into photography, join a photography club. You'll meet people who share your passions, and inevitably, some of them will be in tech or know people in tech. I personally love this strategy the most because it doesn't feel transactional at all. I literally went to the Google office gym every day to work and played board games every week, and that's actually how I met some of my best friends. It's also a great way to maintain balance and avoid burnout, which is critical in a demanding field like software engineering. If you're already at a company, look for internal clubs or interest groups. It's a low-pressure way to meet colleagues outside of your immediate team, which can lead to cross-functional collaborations, mentorship opportunities, or just new friendships. A lot of companies have groups for everything from specific programming languages to sports teams, book clubs, or volunteer initiatives. The second strategy I learned is to use the internet. The internet is honestly the best invention for introverts because it allows us to connect async on our own terms without the immediate pressure of an in-person interaction. For example, you can join Discord servers related to specific programming languages like Python, JavaScript, or Go, specific technologies like React or AWS, game dev, or other tech concepts. In those, you can participate in discussions, answer questions, ask for help when you're stuck, or just share interesting articles or resources that you've found. Start small. Even just 1 or 2 consistent interactions can grow into a larger network. You can also contribute to open source. This is a fantastic way to meet other engineers and showcase your skills without ever having to make small talk. Find a project you're interested in, start by fixing small bugs or improving documentation, and gradually ramp up. And finally, I know LinkedIn can be quite cringy, but use it to your advantage. Instead of mass adding strangers, use LinkedIn for targeted engagement. I would say you should comment thoughtfully on articles shared by people in your field or congratulate people on their new roles. If you want a referral, be proactive in reaching out to your friends and network, and definitely avoid cold asking random people for referrals because that probably will not be successful. Instead, nurture and develop your existing connections over the long run. And finally, my third strategy is to think about what you can offer others instead of just what they can offer you. This is a crucial mindset shift that really helps me be more comfortable with talking to people. Networking isn't just about what you can get, it's about what you can contribute to the community. For example, if you see someone in an online community struggling with a problem that you know how to solve, offer to help. I'm sure you still remember back to when you were new in the industry and how much of a lifesaver it was when someone else helped you navigate a tricky concept or a frustrating bug. Those are the people that you naturally will remember and want to connect with. If you're further along in your career, consider informally mentoring someone newer to the field. It doesn't just have to be about sharing technical resources. Just talking through your career journey and sharing your experiences can be incredibly encouraging and impactful. And if you can't find the exact community you want, create your own. For example, you can start a climbing group or a brunch club. This will position you naturally as a connector and leader and will expand your circle. And finally, practice active listening. For introverts, this can be second nature. Instead of feeling pressure to talk constantly, focus on listening intently to what others are saying. Ask thoughtful follow-up questions. People really appreciate feeling heard and understood, so it's a great way to learn about their experiences and identify areas where you might really be able to be of assistance. If you meet someone at an event or online, make sure to follow up with a personalized message referencing something specific that you discussed. This shows that you were paying attention and really value the connection. And that's all I have for you in this video. Thank you so much for watching, and please feel free to hit that subscribe button if you want to see more software engineering resources and career tips. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.